After more than 20 years studying the biology of aging, one quiet pattern still surprises me. Many people begin noticing small changes in their vision long before they ever think of their eyes as aging. It rarely arrives as a dramatic moment. It begins subtly, almost like a whisper. Perhaps it happens one evening while driving home. The headlights of oncoming cars seem brighter than they used to. There's a slight glare, a faint halo where crisp light once lived. Or maybe it shows up in the morning. You pick up your phone. The words are still there, but they feel softer, slightly harder to lock onto. At first, it feels like a small inconvenience. You adjust. You adapt. A pair of reading glasses solves the problem. A brighter lamp makes things easier. You move on with your day. But behind the scenes, something far more interesting may be happening. What if these small visual changes are not simply about getting older? What if they are about a microscopic structure inside your eye slowly losing its protection? Inside your eye sits a remarkable structure called the lens. It is clear, flexible, and essential for focusing light. But here is what makes it extraordinary. Unlike most tissues in your body, the lens has no blood vessels, no arteries, no veins, no direct supply of nutrients. Pause and think about that. Every other part of your body is constantly nourished by blood. Oxygen flows in, waste flows out, repair systems stay active. But the lens lives differently. It survives in isolation. Scientists often describe it as a self-sustaining crystal, floating quietly behind the iris, maintaining its clarity through a delicate internal balance. Instead of relying on blood, the lens depends on a chemical defense system, a system built around antioxidants, molecules like glutathione, vitamin E, protective enzymes. These substances act like microscopic bodyguards. They defend the lens from oxidative stress, because every day your eyes are exposed to light. And light, while essential, also creates stress at a cellular level. Over time, that stress adds up. And here's where the story becomes even more fascinating. The proteins inside your lens are unlike most proteins in your body. They are not regularly replaced. In fact, many of them were formed when you were a child, and they are expected to last your entire lifetime. Imagine that for a moment. A crystal clear window, designed to stay transparent for 70, even 80 years. No replacements, no resets, just continuous exposure to light, oxygen, and time. So what keeps this window clear? Protection. And one of the most important protectors is glutathione. Think of glutathione as a microscopic repair crew. It moves through the lens, neutralizing damage before it spreads, fixing tiny problems before they become visible. But here's the turning point in the story. As we age, glutathione levels inside the lens begin to decline, not suddenly, but gradually, quietly, almost unnoticed. And when that protection weakens, oxidative stress begins to interact with the lens proteins. At first, nothing seems different. Vision still works, daily life continues, but slowly, something changes. Clarity begins to soften. It's like a perfectly clean window exposed to years of sunlight and dust. At first, the difference is invisible. Then one day, you notice the light doesn't pass through quite the same way. This is the beginning of change, and this is why scientists are paying attention. Because the question is no longer just about aging, it's about protection. Why does the lens lose its defenses? And more importantly, can those defenses be supported? This is where the conversation takes an unexpected turn. Researchers have started looking at something surprisingly small: seeds, tiny, nutrient-dense seeds. Why seeds? Because seeds are biological powerhouses. They contain concentrated nutrients designed to support life. Inside them are compounds that interact with the body's antioxidant systems. Some studies suggest these compounds may help support the same protective pathways used in the eye. Not as a miracle, not as an instant fix, but as part of a much larger picture. Because the body doesn't respond to single moments. It responds to patterns, to repeated signals over time. And that brings us to something deeper. One of the most overlooked truths in health. Consistency matters more than intensity. Health is not built in a single decision. It is shaped slowly, quietly, over years. The eye responds to everything. What you eat, how you sleep, the light you're exposed to. Each factor sends signals. Some strengthen protection. Others slowly weaken it, and most of the time, you don't notice the effects right away. But they accumulate, like drops of water falling on stone. One drop does nothing, but over time, it reshapes the surface. Your body works the same way. Aging is not a single event. It is an ongoing conversation. A conversation between your biology and your environment. Every meal adds a sentence. Every night of sleep adds a paragraph. Every hour of light exposure writes another line. And over time, that conversation shapes your outcome. So when scientists study seeds, nutrients, or antioxidants, they are not looking for shortcuts. They are looking for signals. Signals that support the body's natural defenses. Signals that may help maintain clarity, not just in the eyes, but throughout the body. Because the lens is only one example. The same principles apply elsewhere. Your brain, your skin, your blood vessels, all rely on protection, all respond to consistency, and all are influenced by the small choices you repeat every day. So here's something to reflect on. If small, consistent actions can influence your vision over time, what else in your body might still be waiting for the right signals? What systems are quietly responding, even now, to the choices you make? Because the most powerful changes are rarely dramatic. They are subtle, they are steady, and they build over time. You don't need perfection. You need awareness, you need consistency, and you need patience. Because your body is always adapting, always listening, always responding, even when you don't notice it. So the next time you catch a glimpse of light that feels slightly different, don't panic. Get curious. Because that small moment might just be your body starting a conversation with you. My name is Dr. Michael, and I hope this perspective helps you see your health in a new light.